Hello, my name is Jason Wingfield, and this is my persuasive speech for oral communications online for MSSU. Today we'll be talking about why e-readers are superior to paper-bound books. Give you a little bit of background information first. Most people maybe think that first e-reader was like a Kindle or a Nook or some tablet by Sony. That's not the case. According to ebookweek.com, the first e-reader was invented by a man named Michael Hart back in 1971. He had the idea that soon millions of people would have access to computers, and there would be this network of data available to those people that had these computers, and he wanted them to be able to have access to documents and books. And that started the Gutenberg project. It was named after the man Johann Gutenberg, who was born in the late 14th century. And according to Gutenberg.org, he was a goldsmith, and he had a passion for inventing things. And he invented the printing press in 1440. He got that idea for the printing press from watching grapes being crushed and made into wine. And by inventing the printing press, books were able to be mass-produced and distributed throughout the world. And one of the first books that was mass-produced was the Bible. And in 1971, Michael Hart, he wanted the people that was going to have access to these computers and this network that he was creating. He wanted them to be able to access books and reading material. And one of the first documents that he put on this mainframe that he was creating was the Declaration of Independence. He thought that was a pretty important document, so that was his first one that he put on there. And then throughout the 70s, he started adding various American classic novels to this mainframe of data. And then in the 80s, he added the Bible. And then he added some works by Shakespeare, though he ended up not being able to release those to the public because of copyright laws and things. And then in 91, he started adding about one book per month onto this mainframe of data. And then in 92, he doubled that to about 2 books per month, and he continued to double that each month per year until he was hitting about 32 books a month per year in 1996. And after that, internet, and we started seeing a lot of companies put on their instruction manuals online for access. Then we started seeing romance novels and things like that. People were downloading access to the internet for. And then in about 2001, we started seeing a lot of the publishing companies take a pretty good note of like all this information being accessed by all these people, and they saw dollar signs. And so they wanted to be able to create devices that was easily portable, and that people could store and download all this data on and read and have access to later, like traveling in your car, plane, train, wherever. And it brings us to current day where we see the Nooks and the Kindles and various e-readers and whatnot that we have today. And so one such device here is the iPhone. And with it, I'm able to access a couple clicks of the button there, a book. And I literally have access to thousands and thousands of books. And one of the reasons why this thing is far superior to just a regular paperback book, such as this, is that I can sit here and flip through and read this book, but this is just one book. And this small device here, which actually weighs less than that book did, I can literally have hundreds, if not thousands, of those books stored on this. So would you rather carry around something like this, weighs about maybe a pound, versus an entire backpack full of these? Not very practical, and back probably start hurting after a while. The e-readers, you literally have access to hundreds and thousands of books instantly. I don't have to go to the library or stand in line at a store for the latest new release, I can just access through here through a few clicks of the fingertips there and download a book instantly. And I can even read ahead of time. I can sample it. I can sit here and read several pages of it to make sure that it's something I would enjoy before I actually made the purchase. They're self-lit. I don't have to have a nightstand, night light on. I can be walking down the street in the middle of the night, for the matter, and I can whip out my e-reader if I wanted to and just start reading. If you're reading a book and you come across a word that you don't know the meaning of, you got to go get a dictionary. Well, with your e-reader, tap that word, dictionary pops up, and you can get the meaning of that word right there. If you're doing research, instead of scribbling off to the side of your book there and making notes, or if it happens to be a textbook or something you checked out, you got to have a different pad of paper and pencil, and keep that your note taking separate. Where on your ebook, you can highlight a quote, phrase, save it for later. You can share it on Facebook, Twitter, or if you still use MySpace, whatever. All that's pretty much instant anywhere you have a wireless or 3G access. Say you're doing research, you can literally access dozens and hundreds of books just right there, instead of having to go back to the library and check something else out. Save gas. And then speaking of saving money, with your electronic device, after the initial cost and purchase cost of your e-reader, you're going to start saving money. New release hardback book's going to run you, $30 or more. You can, for that same book, you can spend about half that much on your electronic device. So after a few purchases a year, you're gonna save yourself a lot of money. Also, another final note would be that you're going to help the environment. You're not going to be using much paper. You're going to save forests and trees. It's a win for everybody there. One final note, though. I don't think an electronic device will ever quite replace the feeling of your favorite book and curled up in front of a fire, drinking coffee or whatever. It's just something about turning pages. A cold winter's night, but just the sheer convenience and practicality of carrying hundreds of books on one device wins every time for me. Thank you.